I grew up in the world of metal and punk, in which I still do love. I do feel the need to finally see what the rest of the world has to offer. My name is Aaron, and I grew up as a metalhead. Well, welcome back to the next video. We are now moving on to Shadow. I found a performance at the AAA, and so this is fairly new. It's done in 2022. So, yeah, let's check it out. Woo! Whoa.
Shadow my shadow 널 남에게 보이지 않으려
Ooh.
Shadow my shadow 미워하고 아파도 했어 Shadow my shadow
Ooh.
저 멀리 뜨거운 게 떠오르지 않길 원했어 빛에 반대 평균될지 모든 게 싫어서 걸음걸이마다 따라와 서실서는 항상 그곳에 있어 도망치는 내 모습이 너무 싫어서 어느새 우린 닮아가고 있었어 마치 다 달콤한 것처럼 너와 마주하고 싶은 마음에 Shadow my shadow 널 남에게 보이지 않으려 Shadow my shadow 미워하고 아파도 했어 Shadow my shadow 너 또한 너인 걸 숨기고 싶잖아 I want to hold you 나의 어둠에서 밝게 빛나 검할 테니까 Baby I'm a shadow of you 헤매매 어느 순간 내도 같은 빛 같은 그림자 되어 어느 곳에서도 너를 안고 검색 지어진 너 이번했어 서로의 똑같은 모습을 잠시 잊을 채로 부정한 뒤바빴었던 낮에 뛰어넘은 친구와 가운데 우리의 광기는 유리에 같은 발만 쳐다봐 Everywhere my shadow 널 남에게 보이지 않으려 Shadow my shadow 미워하고 아파도 했어 Shadow my shadow 너 또한 나인 걸 숨기고 싶잖아 I want to hold you in 나의 어둠에도 밝게 빛나 고할 테니까 Baby I'm a shadow of you.
Well, that cut off abruptly. I kind of wonder if that's actually how it's supposed to end. I don't know, but it's super dope. So, to talk about the song, right, I think it kind of requires for kind of two separate parts, right? First, you got to talk about this beginning here, the dance break. You know, I love this kind of music. It really actually sets me into a place that I remember back in like junior high school. As much as I talk about like being a metalhead, obviously like I'm wearing my Trivium shirt, and you know I've seen tons of crazy bands and tons of crazy concerts in my life, but the truth of the matter is that I wasn't only ever super like, you know, like I did kind of explore outside of, you know, metal a little bit, and the most of the time when I did, it was generally kind of more like, ooh, this is gonna get a little obscure, but I would say it was like old school electronic, like EDM, I guess. I used to always just kind of call it techno. For those of you who may know the names, it kind of felt like listening to V&V Nation or a Pop Tigma Berserk. That's kind of the feeling that it gave me. Kind of like this this is a really weird way to explain it, but like an electronic end of the world kind of sound. I know it doesn't really make sense, but I greatly appreciate it because this immediately paints something in my brain when I listen to this. I love that vocal whip right there too. But to me, like, it paints this like idea of kind of a different way. Most people, when they think of like end of the world, they think of like, a famine and there's no resources and it's desertous and everything's destroyed and everything's all ugly and brown and whatever. But like for some reason, it might be from like my exposure to with like Final Fantasy and like games like that, but like they always kind of portray this like futuristic world that needs guns and is somehow like lush, but they're still like robots. It's kind of how it feels like when I hear that beginning part. I can almost see this like open field with grass that's like up past my waist, and like it's kind of like cloudy in the background. And I just kind of get this image that like civilization has kind of been broken up into pieces, but it's not gone, if that makes sense. And I don't know, I know it's a really weird imagery, but this is actually kind of exactly how it feels when I listen to this. So it kind of brings me back because, like I said, like V&V Nation, a Pop Tigma Berserk, like that was actually some of the stuff that like would make me feel like that too. And obviously with the influence of Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger and stuff like that. It kind of just has painted this wild imagination in my brain. A little bit of a funny note. Kind of did remind me a little bit of how I had this story that I'd written out as well. Kind of fun. But anyway, so that's what I really like about the first part, is because it just kind of reminded me of that. Dark, mysterious feel, and just like that brooding and deep bass of just boom, boom, boom. Sick. The other thing that I was actually kind of surprised by was the energy that actually ended up coming from this. I was actually expecting it to be relaxed. Well, I shouldn't say relaxed, but more monotone, more melancholy than what they actually presented. But I think the energy actually kind of just adds a little bit to it. I think it's kind of like turning the lights on in a room that's dark, right? And to me, it just has this feeling of just illumination. Their dancing is always so sick. But anyway, there's a couple of spots here that I wanted to talk about really quick. This section right here is kind of one that blew me away. I really, really like how this worked. Nice vocal whip. So, I think for me personally, the reason why I really appreciate this particular part is because the first part, that I was explaining for far too long is that the song didn't really create a tense feeling. And I know that sounds kind of weird because, you know, a lot of times in music you wouldn't think of it as like something being tense, but it's a musical acronym, or not acronym, but like term, I guess, where what makes songs work a lot of times is that a lot of times there's a conjuncture, and you know, it kind of makes you feel, because the way that it's written just kind of creates this need for resolution. And that's kind of what happens when you get the singing part, is that throughout the whole time, at the beginning with the music, or with the dance part, you get this part that's really kind of dark, mysterious, flowy. There's no contradiction. But then you get this spot, and you have, when they're singing, make that feeling of like the conjunction of, oh, this is making that tense and need for resolution for the rest of the song. And it's really cool because the truth of the matter is they keep that dark mysteriousness on top or underneath where they're going, vocally speaking. And it kind of just creates this weave of music. And it kind of just, in the end, kind of interlocks and just kind of creates this nice resolution for the music that you're really kind of hoping to hear. It's that deep-seated thing that kind of like is deep in the brain that you know, sometimes we kind of forget about. But at the same time, it's always going to be there when you're listening to music. The other thing that I'd have to say too, that I really appreciate, is the feeling of, I would say the feeling of change of tempo. They do a lot of halftime in this. They kind of break it down. They strip down the chorus and it's just a guitar or something like that. And they bring the feel of the song low. And I think that that's something that's actually really, really quite special. I think that it's just a great way to kind of help move the song along, if that makes sense. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about the song, and we shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.